ways that the Zionist lobby influences and funds politicians in the United States.
Here, let's get it, Dan.
So there's, of course, I mean, look at Miriam Adelson gave $250 million directly to Trump. So there's other ways for the Zionists too. So that's just one. But walk us through. Now, you were never a political guy. You never ran for office. What made you decide? I mean, you're a former, military guy. What made you decide to do this?
Well, I traditionally wasn't a super political guy. I never had any intentions on, being in Congress or anything like that. I think at the start of this, if you want to call it a war, I call it a genocide, that Israel started perpetuating upon these Palestinians, I think it forced people to kind of start confronting this issue because there's just so much unequivocal data, all these, images, you've got photos, videos of, everything from killing aid workers to double tapping hospitals, which means you basically hit the hospital, then you wait for, the journalists and the family and whatever to come over there and try and save people from the rubble, and then you hit them again. You've got paramedics that are driving down the street with their lights, flashing and whatever, and they're just being gunned down by Israelis. They denied that, and then they later found the footage in the shallow graves that they put these paramedics in. And then you see the children being shot in the head. You've got the soup kitchen workers that were registered with the Israeli military that were obviously targeted because they hit two cars miles apart that were registered with the IDF as being soup kitchen workers. And then you see in the group chat the Israelis, laughing about this and whatever. And it's so much that you can't argue, that this is a war. This is clearly a genocide. And I think the biggest piece of it was that we're funding it.
Hey, 4 people in here, let's go, baby. Watch some damn Bazarian and fucking post some Pokemon cards. What the fuck's happening? Come on.
Affairs and combating
11 people. Let's open one right away. Fuck it.
And the most
Twilight Masquerade.
anti-Semitic
Go, Dan, go. Get him.
in the world.
Get him, Jimmy.
Proud to bring on the number
Hey,
one
code card for y'all.
anti-Semite in the world,
See if I can get
Daniel
empty.
Varian. Thank you for
Real
coming
quick.
on, buddy.
Hey, it's 11 people in here. Thanks for being here. Fucking like and subscribe. Let's have fun.
Fantastic. Now, I just want to real
Come
quick,
on, baby. Oh, hey, watch real nice. First card of luck. Let's go, baby. Back there.
This is
That was fucking awesome for the first pack. Hell yeah. Let's go. Watch Rel, baby. Hit that like and subscribe, guys. Hit that thumbs up. Please. I appreciate it.
Fat Jew. Now you can see
He called him what?
And
He called that fat bitch what?
TMZ, and I just want to play a little
Fuck
bit of this
TMZ.
because it's funny to me.
Those two should be slapped right there.
Open
Fuck
at the
TMZ.
mouth, trying to corner you.
You guys agree with me?
Let's just see how it went.
You called your
Put the comments down below.
this fat Jew.
How's
So he's not from Israel, but you called a guy in Florida this fat Jew. How is that not anti-Semitic?
that wrong?
Jewish supremacist, and he puts Israel before America.
How's that wrong?
I think that, he should be tried for treason.
This
Yeah, you can try for treason. I agree.
is anti-Semitic.
Yes.
Dan.
He's fat and he's a Jew. How was that fucking what? How's that wrong?
That's what I know. I don't say
That fat bitch is offended by it? Fuck him.
Muslims are lower than dogs, so is that Islamophobic?
Yes. Yes. Yes, it is.
Harvey had to think about it for a second.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, he did.
You talk
That's
a lot
always a
about
dumb
this is
bitch.
a perfect example of there's a special cutout for Jewish people, and you can if I called someone a fat
First back,
Italian,
look, got that
or if I
Watrell,
called someone a
guys.
fat Armenian, that would not be seen as a slur. Towards,
It's not a slur if you call them what it
Italians
is.
or Armenians, but for some reason, when you say it about someone who's Jewish, that's
If you call a dog,
anti-Semitic.
that's exactly what it is. You ain't
understand
retarded for that.
at all? What is that about?
Well, they like to put themselves in a victim category, and that's really the main issue here. And that's why Jewish supremacy is such a threat, is because not only are they the most
Hey, hit that like if y'all love
class in the
America.
world, but they've somehow managed to back themselves into a victim category, so they are beyond reproach. If you criticize them, they have this special word, anti-Semitism. And what that does,
They throw that word around all willy-nilly.
Because of how they've baked it in with the media and movies, it kind of, gives people pause. Like, oh man, that sounds really bad, anti-Semitism. The funny thing is, most of the Jews in Israel aren't technically Semites. They don't, they're not from that region. They're Eastern European.
Yeah, Eastern European from like
they
Poland
don't
and shit.
speak a Semitic language. Semite is an Arab, somebody that speaks
Semite is it's a language,
a
Semitic.
language from that region, and they don't really qualify for that. So it's just kind of like one more thing that they've hijacked and stolen, which is why I push back so much.
This is why I agree with this motherfucker so much. He speaks truth.
I don't feel like it's an accurate
He
description.
speaks truth. 19 people in here.
And,
Go Stellar Crown, baby. See if I can get something.
So here's Randy Fine, and here's...
Fuck Randy Fine, fat
He's
ass.
only been in Congress a short time, and he's already taken over $1 million
See
from
if I can get another one.
AIPAC, which is just one of the funding ways
Oops,
that
drop
the
that. Fuck it, no big deal.
Zionist lobby influences...
21 people want to hit that like and subscribe, guys. Wish me luck.
politicians in the
Fucking
United States.
nothing with this one. Right back to it.
There's, of course,
Get him, Dan.
Mary Madelson gave $250 million directly to Trump. So there's
Welcome,
other
guys.
ways
Just having fun watching
That's
fucking
important.
news.
But walk us through. Now, you
Half-ass
were
news.
never a political guy. You never ran for office. What made you decide? I mean, you're a former, military guy.
I already heard this because nobody else wants to do it. Somebody's got to step up. I love him. He's stepping up for us, the American people.
I traditionally wasn't a super political guy. I never had any...
For us, America. I'm sick of my tax dollars going to bullshit wars.
I think
If y'all agree with me, please hit that like.
If you want to call it a war, I'd call it a genocide.
It's a genocide, is what the
that
fuck it
people
is.
start perpetuating upon these Palestinians. I think it forced people to kind of start confronting this issue because there's just so much unequivocal data, all these, images, you've got photos, videos of, everything from killing aid workers to double tapping hospitals, which means you basically hit the hospital, then you wait for, the driving down the street with their lights.
Oh, my bad. I think my connection just cut out. My fault. Technical difficulties.
They denied that, and then they later found the footage
Difficulties.
in the graves that they put these paramedics in. And then you see
That's bullshit. Double tapping is fucked up.
Kitchen workers that were registered with the Israeli military that were obviously targeted because they hit two cars miles apart that were registered with the IDF as being soup kitchen workers. And then you see in the
That's fucked up.
the Israelis, laughing about this and whatever. And it's so much that you can't argue, that this is a war. This is clearly a genocide. And I think the biggest piece
It's a
of it
war,
was
definitely.
that
It's a
we're
fucked up
funding
war.
it and that we're supporting it. And that is, I think,
That's what makes me the most butthurt, is that our tax money is going over there to pay for this shit.
You look at
We
how
can't
much
afford
we're
gas.
at is because of our support of Israel when you compound the interest. Because every dollar that we gave them
Hi, mama.
wasn't just
What
the
up?
money we had lying around. We borrowed every single dollar.
I'm out here fighting for women's rights, talking shit about these motherfuckers taking all our money, taking all our tax money. We funding their fucking pregnant ladies to be all for it, while our ladies got to work and shit. That's bullshit.
That they had weapons of mass destruction, and so we fought the Iraq War on a false, premise for them. Really, they're the ones that wanted that regime toppled. That cost us, by the most conservative estimates, $8 trillion. So
God damn.
if you look at the compounding interest that you have to add to that as well, we're at over $20 trillion, which is more than half of our national debt, just because of our
That's
support of
crazy.
the country that's never done anything for us. They've sold our secrets. They've attacked us. I could go on and on, but I look at that and I'm like,
They've been attacking us for years.
Then you've got
Years.
Epstein files that they're refusing to release.
And somehow our best ally.
After they
Bullshit.
were, according to Congress, legally obligated to release these files, they still have not done so. And then the Iran war was the last straw for me. That was just such a ridiculous thing for us to get involved
Hey,
in.
Murph, if you're still in here, look what I pulled in my first pack.
All the different advisors told us that they were not a credible threat. They
Another
have
one.
missiles, they didn't have ICBMs. It was just, anyways, I could go on and on, but the reason I'm getting involved is because I feel like everybody's frustrated and nobody's doing anything about it. And because I have a big following, I feel like I have an obligation to kind of step forward and do this, because if I don't, nobody else will.
Shout out to you, Dan.
So,
Ooh, that was fun. There was a bunch
so
of
you
people.
said, a lot of people, I say that, because I know a lot of Jews that don't support Benjamin Netanyahu, they don't support Israel, they don't support Zionism. And so what I always say, in fact, most of the Jews I know, in the United States anyway, so what I always say Zionism. I say the problem isn't Jews, but it's Zionists. But you don't say that. Tell me what you say. And
No,
why
Dan
you
has
say
a
it.
different opinion on that.
That's a good question. So I don't frame it as a Zionist problem because I believe that it's a Jewish supremacy problem, and the reason I believe that is because Jewish supremacy has been causing problems since long before Israel's inception. And I think it's a religious issue. I think it's because they think that they're better than everybody, that they're chosen from God. Their religious texts, say that they're allowed to lie, cheat, and steal from Gentiles. It says that, Gentiles were basically like cattle to them. Not to mention, they believe that Jesus Christ, the Lord and Savior for Christians, it is burning in human shit in hell. The Virgin Mary's a whore, and that Christians are idol worshippers, and that's why they spit on them in Israel. So I look at this as a Jewish supremacy problem.
It's all being exposed now.
Like an offshoot of that.
So what do you? So
Everybody and their
I've
mama
heard
got a
that.
motherfucking
Kurt,
phone in their pocket.
who's normally on the show with me, he makes that that they believe that Jesus Christ is burning in hell and shit. And
They do
then I
believe
had
that. That's in
Jewish
their.
friends
That's in the
text me and
Bible.
said,
That's in
I've
their Torah. The Talmud.
never heard that.
That's in the Talmud.
So where do you get that from?
Well, there's many sources. The Talmud is one.
Well, I
Peter
say,
Gabriel,
Talmud's
the
one
head
of them.
Judaic Studies at Princeton, and he was also
He's not anti-Jewish.
the head of the board at the museum.
I can see where you get that. He doesn't hate Jews. Half his friends are fucking Jews.
Holocaust Museum in Berlin, and he wrote a book called Jesus in the Talmud.
I can see definitely I get that. But hear him out. Listen to what he says, and you'll see.
Word for word of what they say.
He's against supremacy. That's it.
In there, and it's really vile stuff.
Welcome, Happy Accident, by the way. Thanks for being here.
It is just contrary to, the Christian religion. So it's not something that every single Jew believes. I'm not saying that, and I'm not also saying that every single Jew is a problem. What I'm saying is that the Jewish supremacist mindset is causing a big problem. And I also feel like this is a perfect example of, if you were to say Russians are causing problems, you wouldn't have to qualify that with saying, but not every Russian is a problem. When Bill Maher makes all these statements about Muslims, they're the worst, and the mother load of bad ideas is Islam, and Randy Klein says kill them all. They never have to
That's
qualify
wild.
that with but not all Muslims are bad. But for some reason, when you criticize Jewish supremacy or Zionism, you have to then carve out this thing of like, but not every Jew is bad. Like, obviously, not every Jew is bad. I mean, only an idiot would say that every single person, of a 16 million population, ethnicity, religion, whatever you want to call them, is a bad person. I'm not saying that. It would be a silly thing to say that. However, you can say that they are causing a massively disproportionate amount of problems, and that any kind of a supremacist mindset is going to cause issues. Anytime you think that you're better than other people, you look at South African apartheid, you look at, anything, historically, anytime a group thinks that they're better than other people, traditionally they do not treat them with the same humanity that they would treat their own tribe. And so when I look at a Jew, and this is, let's just go back 5 years. When I look at a Jew, I looked at him as like, equal. There was no better, there was no worse. I had no animosity towards them. In fact, the idea that a Jew wouldn't like me never even crossed my mind, because in my mind, we've always stuck up for Jews. We've saved them in World War II. We've always been a friend of the Jews. And so why would a Jew ever not like me? And when I really started to dive into the religion and see what their chief rabbis are saying, and see what the Talmud says, and see how they've behaved historically in the history that they never teach us about, like the Bolshevik genocide, the Holodomor, all these instances where Jews are mass murdering Christians, which they never talk about in the textbooks and never teach us, and things that
we never taught that.
Then you start getting a little bit better of a picture of what actually happened historically, and not just what you were taught.
So, how are you going to combat the attacks that say that you don't make that distinction, that you say we have a Jew problem, and instead of saying we have a Zionist problem? And do you think that maybe it would be smart for your campaign to try to temper that, and so people don't get the wrong idea?
Nope. One of the things about my campaign is that I'm not going to craft my message in any way, shape, or form to appeal to people.
That's why I love you, bro.
The unadulterated truth. It is not going to be shaped at all for the group that I'm talking to.
That's why I love you, bro. The truth.
Say what I truly believe. And and you're either going to like me or you're not going to like me, but you're going to like me or not like me based on what I truly believe and not a crafted version that I think is going to appeal to my audience. I'm specifically not going to craft any message. I'm just going to be completely honest, and I think that's what politicians today are lacking is raw.
I feel like there should be accountability for the politicians that lie to us. We elect them. There should be accountability. You should be held accountable. You should be held accountable, man.
And so, yeah, that's very important.
We elect you for a reason, then you don't fucking deliver on your promise. Fuck you. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Obligation to be completely honest. And like I said, I'm not saying that we have a Jew problem. I'm saying it's a Jewish.
Hey, hit that like and subscribe, guys. I really appreciate it. I can use the help. I fucking love you guys. Thanks for being here.
I'm not going to apologize for that. I didn't choose this fight. And the reason I'm not going to focus on Zionism because that just focuses on Israel and our support of Israel. And I think this is a much deeper rooted issue. I look at it as
he's talking about the supremacy
also in America and the fact that homosexuality and transgenderism and all these things are being pushed on us by the Jewish media.
Guys, double tap that screen. I'd appreciate it.
Predominantly Jewish, run by Jews. And that is the message they're pushing on me. That's the message they're pushing on children. And it is kind of, the attack on masculinity. You look at all of this stuff, and it's coming from the Jewish community. This isn't coming from Muslims. It's not coming from Christians. The Talmud has 8 different genders. The Bible has 2. The Quran has 2. So, I don't care about gays, right? I'm not like this homophobic guy. I've always had gay assistants. I've been around gays. I don't mind it at all. My issue is when it's being force-fed to you in a disproportionate amount on
when it's being pushed,
different media platform, and it's being pushed on children.
Yep.
In every single movie, you've got
constantly being pushed.
Male that is, kissing his wife's ass. His wife is usually cheating on him. He's apologizing and trying to.
And the man's always fucking retarded.
And they're basically attacking the white Christian man, if you want to, really just break it down to brass tacks. And so I didn't choose this fight. I'm not like a white nationalist. I'm not a white supremacist or anything like that. But I'm also part white, and I am, I consider myself a masculine man. I'm, traditional, and so they're basically attacking.
Oh, bro, alpha.
That I am.
Get him, Dan.
Totally unprovoked.
Smack the shit out that fat bitch.
That's my big issue, and I think just saying Zionist focuses on Israel. To me, Israel is a manifestation of that religion. It is the purest form of Jewish supremacy, but I don't think it just stops there.
So, I look at it that the Zionists hijacked the Jewish religion because if you talk to some of the most conservative Hasidic Jews, they think that the state of Israel is.
They're protesting right now. They're burning Israeli flags right now out in Palestine.
State of Israel until the Savior comes back, and so you know about that, right?
Yes, no, that's completely correct. But what I'm saying is, like, before Israel's inception, you had Jewish terrorists over there, the Irgun, the Haganah, the Stern Gang. They blew up the King David Hotel. They were murdering British people. You had, like I said, the Bolshevik genocide. You had the Holodomor. You had Jews literally targeting and killing Christians. I mean, they burned down over 40,000 churches in Russia, which was a predominantly Christian country, right? And this was an absolute Jewish leadership. Putin said that. Hitler
See, I never knew none of this shit. This is why I'm learning. Every time I fucking listen to this, I'm learning.
Bolshevism, the struggle for the Jewish soul. He specifically said that the Bolshevik leadership was predominantly Jewish. And so this is Jews targeting and killing Christians, and this is before Israel's inception. So once again, I'm saying Jews have been targeting Christians before Israel was formed. And so I don't like to just focus on Zionism because that focuses more on Israel, which I'm not saying it's not a problem. I'm just saying I think the problem is a little bit more deep-rooted, and I also see it in the United States as well. And you see that, why would they spit on Christians? And why is that part of their culture? That's not.
Hey, one person hanging out with me. Hit that like, bro. Or girl. Whoever.
I
love you either way.
And that didn't just happen in the last 100 years. They believe that. I mean, that's the fundamental difference. And look, people can have different religious beliefs. That's fine. but don't pretend to be my friend, don't pretend to be my ally, and then secretly hate me. That's my issue. Like, because Muslims don't secretly hate Christians. Muslims revere Christ. They look at him as a great prophet. They think that he's going to come back and save the world.
Yeah,
And
they believe he's a
Virgin
prophet.
Mary was a virgin. So, you know, if you look at how that religion looks at Christians, they also have preserved all the Christian churches. You know, they have a, you know, Christian population in a lot of those countries, and they've always treated me with a ton of respect, a lot more respect than I would get in Israel. So
that's true, because they spit on Christians in Israel.
Like to just
We never see that. We never get shown that.
That's like a safer word and what everybody wants to, you know, have you do. But I think that kind of doesn't really focus on the entirety of the issue, which is that the Jewish religion does not like Christians deep down.
So, let me give you, get your response to this. So, Jewish people make up approximately 0.2% of the world's population.
Tiny.
And the reason why it's different than other generalizations is the Jewish question. First, what do we do with the Jews? Now phrased after 1948 as, what do we do with those Jews over there and the ones over here who support that place? Anti-Zionism is the new Jewish question, which is 5,000 years old with the new coat of paint. How do you push back on that?
Like, push back in what sense? Like, they're saying that they've been constantly persecuted? Because I also don't believe that narrative either. I look at what they've been doing today. They've been trying to paint themselves as victims in this whole, like, oh, but October 7th, and they tried to genocide the Jewish people, and it's just bullshit. You know, they killed maybe 1,000 people, and Israel allowed that to happen. They also employed the Hannibal Directive, where they killed their own citizens to pump the numbers up. They were
See, I had no idea about that right there.
They were shooting cars with Apache helicopters, Hellfire missiles.
That's crazy.
So,
I didn't know about that.
You know, and they took
That's wild. Taking out their own fucking
people.
people.
The state of New Jersey, like, it's just nonsense. This is the most heavily surveilled.
And they are known for false flags like a motherfucker.
They've been funding Hamas. This whole thing was orchestrated so that they could steal that land and finally get the Greater Israel Project, which they're clearly pushing for today, which is why they keep shelling Lebanon and they refuse to, honor any of their ceasefires or our ceasefires, any of our peace deals, is because they want the Greater Israel Project. They don't want peace. They want more land, and they've been continuing to steal more land ever since, Israel's inception in 1948. I mean, the West Bank was never supposed to be theirs. Hamas has never been in the West Bank, and yet they steal land there. They're bulldozing homes. They're colonizing it.
And how are they bulldozing those motherfucking homes? From us sending D9 fucking Caterpillar fucking machines over there, man.
An American citizen. They had pancake parties all over Israel to mock her death. I mean, these are not our allies. These are bastards, and I'm not going to pretend like they're not. It's just, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of them murdering people.
I'm tired of murder and death. That's what the fuck I'm tired about.
And I'm tired of them stealing
what
land.
The fuck,
I'm tired
man?
of them, attacking their neighbors unprovoked. I mean, they attacked 7 countries in a year.
That's
Who
insane.
else has ever even done that?
What the fuck?
7 countries unprovoked in a year. That's craziness.
That's fucking wild.
I've said before.
Hey, and Iran's the problem, for real. What the fuck?
To speak to your point, so they did a survey, Penn State University, in collaboration with the Israeli polling firm, they did a survey, and in March of 25, among 1,005 Jewish Israeli respondents, nationally representative sample of Jewish Israeli internet users. It was published by Haaretz in late May 25, and the key matches. So what they found out was that 82% support forced expulsion, transfer of Palestinians from Gaza.
Fucking crazy.
56% support expulsion of Arab/Israeli citizens of Israel, and 65% believe a modern-day Amalek exists, with a high percentage seeing the biblical annihilation command as still applicable. So, were you aware of that, and how do you respond when you hear that?
Yeah, I mean, they've done studies, and the majority of Israelis also believe that they're operating in apartheid. I mean, this is not just an Israeli government problem. This is like the citizens believe in this stuff. The citizens set up observation nests to watch the shelling of Gaza. It's a sick society, and it's a society that believes in Jewish supremacy. And so, yeah, I mean, you're seeing it in 4K. I mean, these people are specific. I mean, look, I was in the military. You know, I went through some sniper training. You do not pull the trigger when you are sniping with an optic until you have a very clear view of your target. You know exactly what the bullet's going to hit, and you know what's behind the target.
I'm pretty sure he knows what he's talking about. I'm going to go ahead and believe him.
That's not an accident. When you're a sniper, you don't accidentally shoot a child in the head. You don't accidentally shoot a child in the heart. Like, that's not something that's like, oh, whoops, you know, we just shot a kid. Like, this is not machine gun fire. This is from a sniper rifle, one shot to the head.
Precision accuracy.
Optic, you know exactly what is on the other end of that, the receiving end of that rifle. And so this is something where it's just very clear. These aren't one-off incidences. I could rattle off, you know, in Rajab, I could talk to you, you know, for hours about all the atrocities.
If a sniper shoots a kid, you can't defend that to me. It's fucking insane.
She was on the phone with paramedics. They shot the paramedics. They killed her whole family. You know, these are unarmed people. This is
fucking
like
crazy.
You know, 6 or 8 year old girl. She's in the car. She's on the phone with paramedics. She's crying. They're coming out. You know, they wanted to save her from the car, and the tank shot it like 370 times. 300.
Hey, thanks for the fucking hearts. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Hit that subscribe, guys.
They've done so much horrific stuff.
Comment. I want to fucking communicate.
Do not look at these Palestinians or Muslims as humans. I mean, they're training their dogs how to rape prison.
That's fucking insane.
Palestinian prisoners on the cameras. I mean, you could see it clear as day, and they acquitted everybody. They didn't charge any of them. They became celebrities. They just passed laws saying that
we're seeing all this shit fucking happen live now. We got cameras. Everybody in their motherfucking mom has a camera in their pocket.
This isn't an ethnocentric apartheid state that has no regard for, you know, non-Jews. I don't know what is. I mean, this is the clearest example of supremacy that we've ever seen in our lifetime. And for some reason, it's supposed to be ignored because they're Jewish, and I'm just not having it.
We'll be right back with more of this story after a brief message from our
Go,
sponsor.
Jimmy, go! I got something. Let's see what's next. All right, we got a white, Black Bolt. It's a good time. Black Bolt. She's gonna get anything. Here's the code card. Let me stand up real quick.
88 trillion more in Social Security and Medicare promises it cannot keep.
Black Bolt. I want that seismitoad from Black Bolt. Please seismitoad. Nothing.
90%
Fucking nothing back.
since 2021.
I'm so happy I got that hit in the first pack when I first started. So I'm happy about that. A little Waltrell from Twilight. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Fucking hit that like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Hang out with me. I'm just doing nothing but bullshitting, opening cards. And actually learning a lot. I love learning. How fun is learning? Learn with me.
Already hitting 4 to 8 weeks. The conclusion.
Oh, cool. It's a fucking.
Its way through insolvency, paper
Oh,
and real assets.
Okay.
The window to act before supply becomes the headline is right now, not after the next price.
I love you, Jimmy Dore.
Monetary gold, 26 years, 50,000 clients, AAA Better Business Bureau. Every fee shown upfront before you spend a cent. Call 800-476-7790 or go to JimmyLovesGold.com for your complimentary gold.
I'm busy using my phone right now, bro.
800-476-7790
Plus I can't afford gold, bro.
or JimmyLovesGold.com. The numbers don't lie. Act before they do. So I've heard a lot of people make the argument that
I can't wait till I get motherfucking advertisers on my channel. That'd be fucking awesome. Someday, hit that like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for being here. I love you guys.
Why can't Jews have one country? What do you say to that?
Well, I mean, there's 2 billion Muslims, right? So a quarter of the globe is going to have to inhabit more than 16 million. And it's not like the Jews are homeless. You know, they're in all the nicest, best places in the world. They're massively overrepresented in Beverly Hills. They're massively overrepresented in New York City. They're massively overrepresented in Miami. You know, they've been pretty much welcomed around the world prior to the genocide anywhere. I mean, all the nicest European countries. I mean, you know, everywhere that I would travel was disproportionately populated with Jews. I know because I was friends with tons of them. I actually probably had as many Jewish friends as I had Christian friends, which is an insane thing considering they're, you know, 0.2% of the population, right? So clearly I didn't have a bias. And, you know, and they're all just happen to be rich
That's what I'm going to learn right today, actually. I didn't know that the Jews are 0.2% of the population of Earth. That's fucking wild.
People, they don't have a land or
I
whatever.
had no idea.
Not everybody gets their own country that they just get to steal from people. And so when you're a small population, you don't have a right to a country, and you don't have the right to just steal a country from somebody else. So I don't feel bad for them. They're like I think they're over half of the billionaires in America. So it's not like these people are struggling. They're the most privileged class in the entire world. And so this idea of like the struggling victim Jew that needs their own country and needs special laws and all this stuff to protect them, it's just bullshit, you know? And I'm not going to pretend that it's not.
I agree.
Well,
I agree.
I live in Hollywood, and I don't know.
We spend a lot of money to protect them, but why do they need so much protection? If they would just stop bombing everybody fucking around them, maybe they wouldn't need all this protection. What the fuck?
So let's talk about.
Make that make sense.
So I think I covered this.
Riddle me that, Batman.
Got it. I think people know where you stand. Now the district you're running in, there's not really that many Jewish people that live there, right? So it's kind of crazy how, I'm surprised at how it's obvious Randy Fine is Israel first and doesn't really give a shit about the United States at all.
This motherfucker could care. Oh my God, he does not give a fuck about Americans at all. Fuck Randy Fine.
Are you surprised that he's
Ugly
popular
fat bitch
in
should be
that
slapped.
district? And how hard do you think it will be to unseat him?
It's a good question. I really think.
Hey, thanks for coming in, guys. If you guys are new, hit that like, subscribe, and fucking pulling cards and watching Dan and Jimmy talk.
And it's really hard
Learning.
for the average guy to compete against that, right? Like when you're spending millions of dollars and you've got people showing up at people's doors, they're running ads, and you're seeing a name, and he's hitched his wagon to Trump, and a lot of people got behind Trump, so his message is, I'm a big Trump supporter, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm super Republican. And one of the problems is, I think a lot of the older generation is still kind of like stuck in this like left-right thing of like the people on the right are like, oh, the liberals are the problem and they're idiots and whatever. And then the left is like, oh, it's the white supremacists, it's these neo-Nazis on the right. And if you have this like very strict divide where the people on the right just want somebody that's like really, really Republican. And so I think he came in there with those talking points of like, oh, I'm really Republican, and and we got to get these Democrats, and we got to shut out all these foreigners, and he just says things that is going to resonate with people. He researches what people care about, what's going to resonate with them, and then he just repeats it. And then when he gets in office, he just sends all their fucking money to Israel.
All the money's gone.
Fuck yourself. But then every time he's on TV, he just parrots these talking points that he thinks is going to resonate with him.
They should be held accountable. There needs to be accountability.
Saying exactly what he thinks everybody wants to hear, and then doing what's best for him.
We vote, we put these people in office, and then we don't hold them accountable when they do not give us what they promised. That's bullshit.
No allegiance to the truth, have no allegiance to the country.
Hit that double tap the screen if you guys agree.
And just do whatever.
Because I know you guys agree. It's bullshit. We're getting fucked.
And every time you go into the ballot, it's fucking bad or worse. It's Kamala or it's Trump, or it's Biden or it's Trump. You got, shithead or shithead.
Yep.
And, and it doesn't seem like anything.
A life has turned into a fucking South Park parody.
They all fund these foreign countries. They all support these foreign wars. They're all run by these Zionist lobbies. And so I think you've got, finally now people are waking up, and I think you've got frustration. The question
There needs to be accountability.
Can the older generation figure this out, or can we get
No.
the younger generation to actually turn out and vote? Because we got about 800,000 people in that district, and we really only need about 60,000 of them to come out and vote. So if I can mobilize some of the youth that actually already is hip to this problem and understands what's going on politically, then we win. If we can knock on enough doors and show these, the older generation that he's, funding, using your tax dollars to fund a foreign country, and meanwhile we've got interstates that are, completely dilapidated and haven't been repaired, but we're funding a foreign war. I think you just hit them with the facts, and I think they'll understand. The question is going to be, can we raise enough money to knock on the doors and to, explain the situation to the older voters, and that's politics, and I guess we're going to find out.
So we're taught, just like we were taught that Muslims are the enemy of Christians, we're taught that places like China and are horrible, and or Saudi Arabia and all these places are horrible, Yeah, and they have things that we can't have. It's like we have.
Hey, 3 likes, 3 thumbs up. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Digital currency, and yet we don't have high-speed rail. We don't have. Our cities are crumbling. We have homeless people everywhere.
What's up, bro?
We don't invest in our own country.
Dan and I are killing.
We can't even get health care. The rest of the Western world, nobody. Trump had that. He had the DoorDash grandma. I don't know if you saw that photo op stunt they did where they had a grandma deliver DoorDash to him, and he was bragging about he took the taxes off tips, which was great. I support that. But not one of the reporters there asked Trump, well, don't you think it's horrible that a grandmother has to work a minimum wage delivery job?
Dude, straight up.
Being taken care of like they take care because her husband has cancer and they're afraid to go bankrupt?
Yeah, that's sad as fuck. That's America.
Cancer in the Western world, but except here in the United States. How would you?
It's absurd.
It's fucking absurd. It's sad as shit.
I completely agree with you. You know who would disagree with you is Ben Shapiro. He thinks
Fuck Ben Shapiro. I hate that little fuck.
People should be working until their 80s. Such a retard.
Yeah, that motherfucker's retarded. That little faggot should be slapped in the mouth.
They're pushing us towards these foreign wars. Never actually sign up themselves. They never sign up the dotted line. If you look at the religion in this country that is the least represented in the military.
Hey, yeah, how's the fucking quality
so
looking, bro?
push us disproportionately for these
You're still in here. Anybody, how's the quality looking, okay?
But to answer your question, I think that we should basically eliminate all taxes
Trying
on
to
anybody
move
that
this
makes
shit.
less than 50, maybe 75,000 a year, just 0% tax. I think we should completely eliminate the IRS. I think we should do a flat tax.
Yeah!
We should do sales tax. I think we also need to start balancing our checkbook correctly.
What do you say, eliminate the IRS? Let's go, baby.
Inefficiently. You've got
I'm all ears.
like the ATF that has absolutely no business existing, that serve no purpose.
They serve no purpose, thank you, man.
We don't need to regulate
That's why I want to vote for this motherfucker for president.
These are like age-old, agencies that were, maybe valid during the Prohibition or whatever, but we have a bloated government, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you look
We need
around,
less
and
government.
to your point, you look at these other countries. Israel has fucking healthcare. You get cancer in Israel, your government's not just going to let you die. But here, some people join the military, they go fight these foreign wars, and come back, and a lot of them are homeless. They're on the street.
Listen carefully.
They needed a surgery, they couldn't get it, and it's embarrassing, and it's totally unnecessary. You look at
It's
how
sad
much
as
money
fuck.
it would cost to give, health care, to solve the homeless problem, all these things, and it's like it's not a lot of money compared to what we are giving in foreign aid. How much money we're spending? I mean, just look at this war, for instance. I mean, how much money we've already spent. They're trying to raise hundreds of billions of dollars.
Dude, our tax money, our hard-earned money.
Sight of how much money $100 billion.
Yeah, we can't comprehend that fucking number.
For America, and I think we need to start focusing on our own country before we start shipping a bunch of money out to help foreign countries.
Thank you.
To fight foreign wars that have.
Hey, hit that like if y'all agree. So only two of you, fuck it, hit it like.
Serve a threat to the American, people at all. And so, yeah, I agree. I think we need to start focusing within. I think we need to fix our own problems, and we could start at healthcare.
So, would you be? What do you think of the idea of? So Trump wants to spend $1.5 trillion.
God
now,
damn.
What I like to tell
I
people,
honestly can't wrap my head around that fucking amount of money.
$1 billion.
That it just at that point it's just joke money to me. Money isn't even fucking real at that point to me. Fuck, what are you gonna do? Print more? From where? For this printer, unlimited ink? What the fuck?
Maybe. We spend 10 times more than all the 10 countries combined next to it. So if we took that money instead,
it's monopoly money when you get to a certain level.
Weapons manufacturers, and if we took that money instead,
money ain't real.
People in the United States, hey, you want a job? We'll give you a job, like FDR did. You want a job? We'll give you a job, and we've got the money. We prove it. We just throw it away on foreign wars that nobody wants.
Thank you.
And we give it to weapons manufacturers.
Thank you. Who Palantir or motherfucking
or something like that.
I can't remember the other one.
It's like half the country can't even afford a $500 emergency. 80% of workers live paycheck to paycheck. Wouldn't you be for actually?
That's insane.
Great again.
Absolutely.
80% of workers live paycheck to paycheck. You hear that shit? That's fucking insane.
Loaded and it's so unnecessary. And Iran has given us a very good lesson over there on. They're sending out a $20,000 drone, $30,000 drone. We're spending millions of dollars to down that drone. Like
millions.
Very differently.
And drones are very cheap for them.
Spend all all this obsolete equipment when at the end of the day, the nuclear deterrent really is all you need, right? You don't need this crazy bloated military unless you want to go and invade a bunch of foreign countries, which I don't think we should be doing anyways. I think we should be, focusing on helping Americans as opposed to killing foreigners. And so, yes, I completely fucking agree.
Hands down, I agree.
This is just an absolute waste of money. And I just, it's just very clear to me that people in government don't actually give a shit.
They don't give a fuck about us.
And you see it.
We vote for these people. They promise us shit, and they to get in, they're like, fuck you. Israel sitting lining my pockets. Fuck you.
Every single person in America should have basic needs met. I mean, we are.
Thank you, Dan.
In the 20th century.
Dan was your president.
Technologically advanced. One of the best armed, whatever. There is absolutely no reason why human beings in America should be dying of starvation, living on the streets. People in even foreign countries should be, dying of thirst. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I kind of like, I think if you just zoom out and look at this, like, if you were a kid, and you're at the lunch table and you've got, let's say you're a billionaire, so you've got 70 lunches, and you look across and there's like kids that have nothing. That's how I kind of like look at billionaires. It's like there's people starving in the world, and you've got 700 million pails of lunch, and you can't just fucking hand these guys one. I just think that it's just like such a greedy mentality to have so much money that you can never spend it in 20 different lifetimes while people are starving to death. So, yeah, I just I think people are looking at life wrong. It's not about
power corrupts.
The biggest number in your bank account, especially once you get to the point where you can't spend it. Especially when there's people suffering. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I think humanity's kind of like lost touch a little bit with what's important.
So you would, like in Finland, they have, they were one of the lowest in education metrics, right? And so they decided to put not just one teacher in each classroom, they put 3 teachers in each classroom so that kids got individual attention, and they don't have, like in the United States, my wife is a teacher in the public school system in California, and they had sometimes 40, 45 kids in a classroom, and then she had to teach 6, 7 classes. There's nobody can do that.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous, man.
And so, would you mean, like, again, that's the other thing, instead of spending money on war, would you spend it on educating
on the school system and fucking helping us? We fucking need help ourselves.
I think for the schools, rather than have more teachers, I would change the curriculum. I think that a lot of the things that we are learning as kids is completely worthless. Especially now, every cell phone that you have can do every algebraic equation. You've got AI that can solve anything. We don't need to be focusing on memorizing, the historical dates and all that stuff. When you focus on history, you should learn about past events, what people did wrong, what shaped thought, why countries did certain things. You should learn so that you don't repeat mistakes instead of just memorizing a bunch of dates, memorizing a bunch of people's names. I think with math, this idea of we're doing, multiple, algebra 1, algebra 2, a bunch of math you never used in your life, but nobody learns how to just balance a checkbook or file a tax return or, do things that you would just have to
do. That you have to do, shit that you need in life.
Taught in school.
None of that shit's taught in school.
Curriculum is just a bit of a waste of time, and it seems to be kind of like really focused
it's to turn us into fucking zombies.
Almost making you obedient.
Thank you. Obedient slave-ass zombies. Go to work. Shut the fuck up.
Follow rules instead of learning.
Why are you complaining? You got your little paycheck. Shut the fuck up.
Successful people were, they never even went to college,
Bill Gates never went to get a college degree. The same thing with Steve Jobs, right? So those are the 2 biggest tech guys in the world.
There's got to be one of the biggest scams in the fucking United States, a college degree. What the fuck, man?
I live in California, and it's a 100% Democrat state. Democratic governor, Democratic Senate, Democratic House, and the place is falling apart. We got homeless people everywhere. They spent $24 billion. They said they spent that on trying to fix homelessness. Yet,
fucking who? Gavin Newsom's been saying this for over a decade.
Passed a bill to find out how they spent that money.
Where's the money? Where's the train?
That really happened. And so now we'll never know what happened to that money. We all know it's going to corruption and graft. And it's going to NGOs, right?
Yeah.
And which they're in the business of making sure we have homeless people, because if they cure it, they are out of a job. So my point is this left-right divide is fake, and that's been the message of my show, is that, because, everybody thinks that all my liberal friends in Hollywood think if we just vote Democrat, it'll fix things. Well, we did it in California, and things are fucking horrible in California. They can't even build a goddamn train. They've spent $15 billion.
Where's the fucking train?
Train track. That's it.
Dog, what the fuck is happening in California? $15 billion. Where's the money?
The oldest, my neighbor is not my enemy. And by the way, you did not vote for Trump, right? And even in 2020, you didn't vote for Trump and support him. And tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't believe it's a left-right thing, and I find myself, having very good conversations with super liberal people, with black supremacists, with white supremacists, people that I never really would have thought that I would connect with. We're all kind of connecting on this issue because I think we're starting to realize that we've been sold a bill of goods, and that the problem in America is not, it's these stupid liberals, or it's these crazy conservatives,
God damn, this
we
dude
got
shit up.
Trump, right? And so what do we get with that? A bunch of fucking problems. Okay, well, we had Biden. What do we get with that? A bunch of fucking problems. So it's clearly not, we get the Democrats in and they're going to fix everything, and now we got a Republican in. It's like...
Dude, just behind closed doors, they shake hands.
For a long
and
time
suck each other.
America.
Well,
and I think
I don't want to get banned.
see,
Fuck that shit.
I really like George Galloway's way of putting this. He said two cheeks of the same ass. They're both clapping together. And it's true, man. It's not a left-right problem. But I think what happened is the media fed the left some pretty crazy talking points and got them pretty radicalized and convinced them that...
Oh, shit. I don't know where the fuck y'all live at, but I'm hearing tornado sirens. We're getting a storm coming in.
And, all this stuff, and got them all pumped up. And I think a lot of liberals
might even be able to hear it. I don't know.
I really believe, and that's actually why I connect with like Sean King, a guy that I never would have talked to in a million years. He's like the super, like black supremacist, ultra liberal.
If I lose power, then I freak out.
And I had respect for him because he started speaking out about the genocide, and he started speaking out for Palestine. Same with Greta Thunberg. I mean, she went to jail for it. So I look at the left, and I think a lot of them have made like real sacrifices for what they believe in. And my thought process, my belief system is that it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. I judge people on their intentions. So if somebody is doing what they believe is right, even if it's incorrect, I wouldn't negatively judge them for that. Like as long as they're operating with a pure heart and they're doing what they believe in, we can disagree, they can be wrong, whatever, but I think that that's what matters. And I think in politics, you don't have that at all. You don't have people doing what they believe is right. You have them doing what's best for them and their donors.
Exactly.
And so, this is not something
exactly. And I am so fucking sick and tired of that shit, man. Help us, the people that need it, the people that voted you in.
They both have problems. They just have different problems, and they both seem to agree on the worst issues, which is, hey, let's fund a genocide.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what would be your top issue besides Palestine and Israel? What would be your top issue?
Well, actually America first. Like, let's focus on actually fixing our country. Let's
Hell
make
yeah.
our government run efficiently. Let's not have bloated monstrosity. Let's use our tax dollars efficiently. Let's learn how to balance a fucking checkbook.
Yes, sir.
This whole, kick the can down the road, bail out all these Jewish banks, it's just nonsense. We need to focus on America. Why is the Federal Reserve a private bank?
So a couple of you watching. I'll be right back. I'm gonna check the weather outside.
Dollars. Why were they even set up in the first place? I mean, federal income tax is unconstitutional. I think our whole system needs a massive overhaul. And I don't think that Americans understand how good we could have it if our government was actually working for the benefit of the people instead of the benefit of the assholes running it. And I think that we have wandered a long way from where our founding fathers wanted this country to be, and I think we need to bring it back.
Do you have any support from non-Zionist Jews?
Do I have any support from non-Zionist Jews?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, I still maintain friendships with some of my Jewish friends, and I've had some really good conversations, and some of the
God damn, it is scary as fuck looking
Jews
outside.
have come out and have supported me.
Don't look like tornadoes coming down.
I
And the
look
sign
what
was
Dave
stopping.
Smith is doing, and I think he's doing a great job.
Hey, y'all still look at that.
He's one of these guys that,
Thanks for hanging out, guys. If y'all haven't yet, fucking double tap screen, man, hit that like button. I appreciate you guys.
Coming out, speaking out against Israel because they were able to do it and not be smeared as an anti-Semite, kind of like.
You guys want to see me do a pack of Pokemon? Let me know, please.
You know, some of the
I think I like 12 packs left, actually, but I ain't in no rush.
Racist. And I think that's good. You know, I think we need to really promote a message of unity in this country. We need to start coming together and
Pretty
stop
much all of
this
them.
fucking finger pointing
Damn.
that this person's fault and this person's fault, and just like focus on what's best for America for once.
Thank you.
I just feel like it's been so long since this country kind of like came together and had a sense of nationalism and unity.
Thank you.
Instead of everybody just
Unity.
hating each other. I mean, it seems like we're on the verge of a civil war at this point.
God forbid.
Dan Bilzerian, the
God
world's biggest
forbid.
anti-Semite. Here's his website. It's bilzerianforcongress.com. If you want to support, you want to donate, where is your money coming from?
Well, I'm putting some in myself, and we've
This motherfucker's a
got
millionaire.
some
He got money.
smaller donors that have all kind of come together and donated to this cause, and
Shit, if I had
that was
money,
pretty
bro, I'd
moving,
send it to you.
know, 'cause
Straight to you,
I can
man.
look at the back end, and I can see like every single person and exactly what they've donated, and they, you know, some of them leave messages and stuff, and I'll be honest, I was not excited about doing this at all, but that did motivate me seeing, you know, because I know some of these guys, you know, they gave, I mean, like some of them it was, you know, it was $10 or whatever, but I could, you know, they're just like, hey man, this is all I can give, but, you know, I support you, whatever, and, you know, that's just, it's meaningful. Now, obviously, you know, people that donate large amounts of money, it's, you know, extremely meaningful as well, and it just, because these people are doing it and they're not getting any credit for it, and to me, I think that is the ultimate form of giving, is when you do something because it's the right thing to do, and it's anonymous. Because, you know, somebody hits that website and goes and, you know, donates $1,000, like, nobody pats them on the back. Their name's not on the wall. Nobody sees that. You know, they're just doing that because they believe in the cause and they want to fix this country. And that's motivating to me. You know, it really is, because it shows that people actually give a shit, and they don't just give a shit about.
Bro, I feel like you give a shit. Because I give a shit, I'm gonna vote for you, doggo. Get in there.
These days, everybody wants to like be seen being a good person.
He's not even running for president. He's running for congressman of Florida, I think, against that fat motherfucker. But
we have some, you know,
if I was down there, I'd vote for his ass. Fuck that.
Considering giving large amounts as well, you know, like $500,000, and I think that if we raise enough money, we will just absolutely win, because we can educate, you know, by knocking on people's doors and explaining what's going on.
Don't knock on my door, dude.
Win the election.
Please don't knock.
Winning this election is a lot more important
Nah,
than
fuck
just me
that.
getting in. I think this
I'll
shapes
listen.
the message of what
I'll
people
listen if you got a good message.
28, and people having hope that the system isn't completely broken, and that a non-traditional, non-politician can actually win. And I think if I win, when I get in there and I do all the things that I say I'm going to do, I think it will change the landscape of what happens in 2028, which is why I think this is so important.
Well, I think that's a point that a lot of people
Bro, I
don't
feel like you're
realize,
important
that,
to this
you know,
fucking
Thomas Massey
whole fucking
knocked
shit
down,
show we
the
call
Zionist
politics.
lobby, against him, AIPAC, and all the billionaires.
It is
that
what it
run
is, a
Trump are
fucking
against
shit
him,
show.
And then when he beats
They
them,
do everything for
and then
themselves.
if you beat Randy Fine, it would really shape things for 2020. Yeah, I just
It's
can't
just
wait
fat
to see
Jew.
a presidential
What the
candidate
fuck is that not?
taking money from AIPAC, or, you know, keep saying that Israel's our #1 ally, and
This internet's really slow, but we're gonna find some other shit to watch. Oh, JT's been killing it lately. I love fucking Tim Dillon. Let's see what Tim Dillon has to say.
Did you see this Billie Eilish?
I love this motherfucker. He's hilarious.
You know what I call her? Silly Eilish. That's what I call her.
Get him, Tim.
Yeah. Billie Eilish. Remember, you know Billie Eilish. She does the music where she's like. That's literally a song I just played from her latest album.
Man, we took a hard left turn from Dan Bilzerian.
Billie Eilish, silly Eilish, it was a rich kid, grew up in L.A. Whatever, talented for sure. God bless her. Give it to her. She's out here lecturing billionaires at the Wall Street Journal. Now, the reason why she's not lecturing billionaires is because she's a billionaire. Everyone hates billionaires, but by the way, hating billionaires, while a lot of the time justified, is the least risky thing you can do or say in public. Let me say that again. Saying bad things about billionaires is the least risky thing you can say or do in public.
I don't know about that.
They used to have this comment about politicians that were pro-family. And they go, oh, what a controversial position, because obviously saying I believe in family is like not at all controversial. It might be now in certain parts of the country.
That's insane.
The one end probably, but isn't a dog whistle when you say family. But it's a pretty easy thing to go out there and say, I hate billionaires, I don't like billionaires. And I'm not even saying that she's wrong. It's the glazing, as the young ones would say, as the kids would say, the glazing of this, of Billie Eilish. How brave she was to, at the Wall Street Journal, she's getting an award. What is she getting an award for? Oh, that she gave a bunch of money to a food bank. She gave $11 million to a charity. In America, go and look up most charities, on average, what percentage of the donations go to the actual people. By the way, it's like 10% or less. So, but Billie Eilish, even though she meant well, what she did is she bought a bunch of Toyota Camrys for people that are in the charity business.
What?
And I'm not saying that it's wrong to donate to charity.
Fucking what?
Yeah, this is, by the way, a
I
lie. I
was
love
talking
this to
about
go. But many reputable charities aim for at least 70 to 90% of funds that go directly to their charitable programs. That isn't true. There are a lot of charities where the overhead is so massive, and the salaries that are paid, it's absurd. I'm not saying don't donate to charity. I'm saying, have a reasonable expectation, and you got to make sure you really donate to the right charity. But a lot of charities they have a lot of overhead. So what did she donate? $11 million? $11.5 million to what? The food banks?
That's still a lot.
Yeah, great. Yeah, climate change, donating to climate change.
That's retarded.
What are we doing? But whatever, the food thing I get. They're cutting off the benefits. People are going to be in the streets. Their little kids are going to be detoxing off sugar in the streets, many of them heavily armed. I don't love that. So I do appreciate Billie Eilish, but Billie Eilish gets up and does this little speech, and everybody's calling her, a warrior for it. Billie Eilish.
Love you all, but there's a few people in here that have a lot more money than me.
How lucky for you, Billie.
And, if you're a billionaire, why are you a billionaire? No,
Bro, shut the fuck up. You're rich.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Get off stage. What the fuck?
Billie Eilish. Going after the elephant in the room, if you're a billionaire, why are you a millionaire? I mean, that's a fair question.
That's a fair question, Tim. Get her. Why are you a millionaire? Get her, Tim.
Billie Eilish has a lot more money than me. But I'm just saying, the glazing people for shit like this is kind of, it's like...
Yo, yeah, that's crazy.
Saying that she's like so brave for... here's the thing too. These people get these awards and then they choose to like pop off. It's kind of like, I don't know, how about before the award you say something? How about you say something before you get the award?
Oh, fuck. The sirens are
You're
back.
up there
No!
with the award talking about the billionaires
Makes me
giving
scary.
money away, shorties. Billie Eilish telling people they should give their money away like she did to
Hey
climate
man,
change.
these messages from my wife.
Billie Eilish donated her money to
I know
climate
it.
change, an $11.5 million donation to fight
Hey,
world
my phone.
hunger and climate change. Billie Eilish, friend of the show. No one's taking anything away for her. Stephen Colbert made an announcement on behalf of Billie Eilish.
Yeah, he announced it afterwards.
Oh, do we have him announcing her $11.5 million donation? By the way, can I tell a story from yesterday? Literally, here's what happened, because literally it's the same exact thing. I go to Erewhon with my friend. My friend is allergic to avocado, having grown up in California and has eaten it too much, and now he's allergic to avocado. By the way, people's personal weaknesses now, they display some type of strength, or it's like, oh, it's cool, look at me. I had so much avocado, I can't even have it. It's ridiculous.
Ooh,
tried
this
out
is
the Gary
loud.
Breccia keto smoothie.
Scary looking out there.
No.
God damn, it's all dark.
Gary Breccia. Now, Gary Breck is a con artist
Hella dark out there.
who has sold people on this longevity crap. You're going to live forever if you drink his milkshake. But it's a nice taste, and it's low in sugar, and it's got the macros and the aminos and the Venezuelans.
You probably definitely hear that.
Coconut water, avocado, cauliflower, rice, raspberries, strawberries. No. Oh, yeah. The chocolate version. Perfect amino chocolate powder, cacao powder, avocado,
Damn, that sounds like
avocado,
it's right next to the
coconut,
house. What the
MCT
fuck?
oil, reishi, ashwagandha, avocado. So whatever. I go in there and I get the Gary Breck hat, and who again is, God bless him, but he's a complete con artist and criminal. My doctor told me that. I get it, and then my friend is getting me the Gary Breck hat. By the way, it's like $20. It's like, okay. So then he goes, I want a peanut butter one. So I go, okay. So I go up to the guy at the register and I say, give him a peanut butter smoothie. And he goes, you want to swap out one of the Breccas? And I go, yeah. And I go, does anyone get the Gary Brecca but me? He goes, all really in shape people and you. It's like, hey, it's Halloween. What is that? So they give us the two Breccas anyway. They don't realize that we were supposed to swap one of the smoothies with a peanut butter smoothie. I then take the two Breccas. I say to my friend, wait for the peanut butter smoothie.
I'm all quiet out here because I'm nervous. What the fuck?
So they don't know that we're technically beating them on one smoothie and they don't know what's going on. I take the two Breccas outside. He gets his peanut butter smoothie. Now we have an extra Gary Brecca perfect amino smoothie.
The fuck is she talking about?
Human. Driving around LA, we find a homeless guy at a bus stop. I said, come here. Do you want a smoothie? We have an extra smoothie from Erewhon. And it's the Gary Brecca. I told him, I said, this is not the most popular smoothie. Most people don't like it. People don't like the amino blend. They think it's chalky, whatever. I gave him the smoothie. He was very grateful. He came over to the car. We gave him the smoothie. Okay? And guess what? I'm not at the Wall Street Journal lecturing people. I'm doing it in the streets. I'm helping people in the actual street. A homeless guy at a bus stop has a perfect amino smoothie with low sugar because the maple syrup is keto and coconut whipped cream. That's what he's got. I'm not out there at the Wall Street Journal going, hey, billionaires, you're all evil, but me, Billie Eilish, a multi-millionaire, I'm great because I'm giving a bunch of money to the climate, to food. I go steal a smoothie from Erewhon, Robin Hood style, and then I deliver it to a man who's homeless, houselessness, unhoused, experiencing housing.
George is still on over there, bro. Welcome, man. Yeah, they were going off here a minute ago, dude.
I go and give him a smoothie, ask for not a goddamn thing in return. The only person who saw that was God and was like, thanks.
What's up, bro? How was soccer practice, dog? Or football? What the fuck are you
Do we have
playing?
Colbert? Yeah. Let's see if we can get Colbert here, because, by the way, imagine the award that should have
Bro,
been
upload the fucking card, man.
because
On.
my
Hey, check
friend
this out.
can't handle avocado
You're still here, dog.
because he ate it too much
Walk
growing
trail,
up in Southern
cousin.
California.
Soccer. I was
His
soccer
body
practice,
turned
dog.
against it. It That was the
You a
rules.
bad little motherfucker at
I
soccer.
would not be able to eat
Since
ice
the Snapchats.
cream, okay? But those are not the rules. Stephen Colbert.
I also have the privilege of breaking a little news to all of you tonight, and thank you, Billy, for allowing me to do this. This is extraordinary. Billie Eilish will be donating...
Where's your dad at, man? Go tell him he's gay.
to support organizations, projects, and voices dedicated to food equity, climate justice, reducing carbon pollution...
Tell him I love him, bro. I'm just joking.
...and the climate crisis. That donation, ladies and gentlemen, will be $11.5 million.
So what? So the fuck?
So the fuck what?
That's wonderful.
So what?
Yeah, so
I gave
what?
a smoothie to a bum. Tim Dillon's here. Tim, thank you for letting me do this. Tim, thank you for letting me do this.
That's funny as
Tim
fuck.
Dillon is donating proceeds from his Accepting Bribes tour.
I gave a smoothie to a bum. So the fuck what?
A smoothie at Erewhon, the Gary Brecka, the Ultimate Human smoothie.
This motherfucker's hilarious.
Choco Revive smoothie featuring cauliflower, rice, and avocado.
Yo.
And he'll be giving it to a random homeless man.
Let's see what else you got. Oh, I know what I like to listen to. Let's see what this fucking virgin has to say. I'm sure he said something today. Not this guy. I like Purge Violet is awesome. I like this dude. He's got a great YouTube channel. Subscribe to this guy. Let me go ahead and do that right now. That's fucking awesome. But I told you this motherfucker. I already started watching this. I know he got something to say. This virgin.
Thing about me. It's not that I'm a white nationalist. It's not that I'm an anti-Semite.
Goddamn slow ass shit.
The Republican Party has never, ever, in my entire life,
Oh yeah, he goes wild right now.
anything for me to make my life better, to make my life easier. Never, never. What are the kinds of issues that I'm facing?
This dude,
Home
I know.
ownership
Oh
is
my God.
unaffordable. Has the Republican Congress done anything about that? Absolutely not. The job market is cooked. It's cooked because of H-1B visas. It's cooked because of high-skilled and low-skilled immigration. Has the GOP done anything about that? Absolutely not. They sent us to war in Iraq, Afghanistan. Now they want us to fight a war in Iran. This country's cooked because of feminism. Things like no-fault divorce have made marriage very unattractive. Do Republicans even talk about that? Absolutely not. College is unaffordable. Have the Republicans tried to wipe student loans or make college more affordable? Absolutely not.
Fuck no, they haven't.
Name one thing that the Republican Party has ever done explicitly for young white men for their direct and tangible benefit. They have done nothing. They cut the corporate tax rate. They bombed Iran and Syria for Israel. They moved the embassy. They've deregulated the oil and gas industry, deregulated the tech industry. They've done all these things for the billionaire oligarchs, all these things for the business interests, for the foreign interests. They've even done things for women and minorities in an effort to appease them, to expand their vote
Oh,
with
it's
those
thunder. I don't know
groups.
if you can hear that. That's
They've
loud.
done nothing for me, ever. And yet, they act like they own me. They expect my vote. Every election, they say, vote for us. It's the most important election of a lifetime. Vote for us. The Democrat will be far worse. Vote for us. We got to hold the line. Hold the line against what exactly? Against what? Censorship? Republicans participated in that and did nothing to stop it. Hold the line against what? The J6 prosecutions? They did nothing. They didn't even release the Capitol Hill footage. Many of them didn't even get a pardon. Hold the line against what exactly? Immigration? Biden brought in 10 million illegals, and Trump won't even deport them now.
Oh no. It's back.
They have done nothing. We have voted for them. I voted for them in 16, in 18, in 20.
Go ahead and knock
And
on
they
wood.
act like they own my
Yeah,
vote.
okay.
And if I dare think about not voting at all, or voting for some other candidate, then they say I'm a traitor. I'm a Democrat. I'm this, that, and the other. And here's what I would say to the young white men out there. Think long and hard. What has the
Dang, it's
Republican
loud.
Party really done for you? In what way is your life better? At all?
They did nothing for us yet. Do you know what they have been doing? Betraying us from the first day. That's the only thing they did. And believe me, it's not only young white men who feel like this. I want to make this very clear. It's almost everyone at this point who is sick and tired of this clown administration with Donnie J. Trumpsy and J.D. Plan. These people, they just have to go. They just have to go. Their time is up. Like, they were acting like they were working in favor of us. They only work in favor of themselves. Like, do you know, just take a look at everything what they promised us. Golden age for who? For Israel, by attacking Iran, by fighting a war on behalf of their country. Like, we're gonna drain the swamp. What swamp are you gonna drain? Like, this administration is the swamp. Like Donald Trump and J.D. Plan, they are the swamp. They have to go. And then we're gonna make America great again. Why? By covering, or how? By covering up the Epstein files? By, again, like starting wars, like 2 wars in 1.5 year time? This whole administration is the problem. They are the problem. They did nothing in favor of me. They did probably nothing in favor of you. But it's not only young white men. I want to make this very clear. No one supports this clown administration anymore. And it's
Thank you.
very sad that we live in a country.
This is exactly why I love this motherfucker. This motherfucker barely speaks English. He speaks English very well, actually, but this motherfucker is so patriotic. I love that. I love that. America first.
They created the vaccine, the BLM tear through the cities, stood by while all these big tech companies censored everybody. It's endless. All you really have as a young white man is your vote. That's it. That's all you have. We live in an oligarchy. You are a pro, okay? You are a serf. You own nothing. You do not have wealth. You do not have a house. You do not have a good job. All you have is your vote. It is the billionaires, it is the oligarchs that make the decisions for all of us. It is the billionaires that make the giant campaign contributions. They get the cabinet positions. They have phone calls and meetings with congressmen and senators. They have fundraisers with the president, and they have access to him. They make the decisions in the public and private sector that affect all of us. What do we have? We have our vote. That's it. And I'll tell you something. Now, people go to work, they pay their taxes, some people serve in the military, they do their duty to keep this society afloat. All you have, the only section of power that you have over the country is your vote. Don't give it up so easily.
Yeah.
I won't give mine up that easily.
Yeah, me neither.
That's the only thing the system really needs from you. At your job, you're replaceable. In everything, effectively, you're replaceable, literally. They'll just bring in immigrants. At your job, they'll replace you with machines or immigrants. If you're not having kids, they'll replace you with immigrants. Everything about you is replaceable. They don't need you. The one thing they need right now, before this country becomes majority, not white, before this country becomes governed by artificial intelligence, in this transitional period, all they need is your vote. Make them earn it. Make them make a case why you should vote for them. Don't negotiate with yourself and say, oh, I know the Republicans suck, but the Democrats are going to be worse. It's always worse. It's always gotten worse. This country is buried in immigration year after year. We get killed with taxes year after year. The asset bubble gets worse year after year. Things get more expensive year after year. Things get more woke, more gay year after year.
More gay year after year.
Oh, it's gonna be a
Oh,
little
somebody's
worse
in here.
than
My bad, I
that.
want to go check the weather. It's scary as fuck.
And if the Republicans want to win, that sounds like a them problem. The Republicans lost the extremely conservative young white men that are anti-immigration. That sounds like a them problem. Why is it on us?
What the fuck?
The Republicans will pander to everybody and anybody else. They will pander to black people. They will pander
Hey,
to
welcome
women.
guys. What's up?
They will pander to
Hit that like and
Hispanics.
subscribe. I really
Pander to
appreciate it.
billionaires, to Jews, to Zionists.
Let's listen to this
They
version. I'll learn
refuse
some
to
shit.
pander to us. And if we don't vote
Oops,
for
sorry
them,
about the
then
shaking
they
a little
say,
bit. My bad.
well, you're not doing your job. If it falls to
Trying
the
to go smoke.
Democrats, it's your fault. Well, you know, it takes two to tango. That sounds like a you problem. Republican Party's like 90% white. If you can't mobilize white people, that sounds like a you problem. They raise hundreds of millions of dollars. Let them worry about it. Let them worry about turning out the young white men. You raise hundreds of millions of dollars. You've done bigger deals. You've done more. They tried to slide in a 10-year AI moratorium in the last bill. They extended corporate tax cut within 5 months of Trump getting elected. They bombed Iran. You've done more for foreign interests. You've done more for business interests. Do something for us. You raise hundreds of millions of dollars. You pander to everybody. Pander to us.
God, thank you.
Win? Then young white men are going to be a partner. We're going to have a seat at the table. We're not going to.
Yo, these old motherfuckers are about out the door anyways.
We're not going to be crawling
They're old
on
as
the
fuck.
ground looking for crumbs that fall from the GOP's table. Everybody's doing just fine. And by the way, guess who's in the pocket now for J.D. Vance? It's Elon Musk.
Nice.
And I will remind you,
Unbelievable.
Elon Musk was a Democrat when it suited him. Elon Musk supported Ron DeSantis when it suited him. He supported Trump
yeah.
when it suited him. And he will support Vance as it suits him.
Yep.
Yes, of course, because Elon Musk is a billionaire. He knows exactly how to play these games. Like, how do you think he became so disgustingly rich? He knows that he needs the government. And if the government is Democrat, he will be a Democrat. If the government is like Republican, he will suddenly be a Republican. All these elite kind of people, or many of them, they can suddenly like change color like they are a chameleon. Isn't that kind of weird? And that also shows you that they're not independent. They just choose for the side what is in favor of them. Like how they can make the most money, that's the side they will choose. And that also shows you how some of these people really are. But it's the same with our president. Like look what he's doing. He's working in favor of the biggest donors. And this is also the main reason why he doesn't care about you, why he doesn't care about me, because he's just a puppet for his biggest donors. He just has to do what they want him to do. And that's exactly what he's doing now. Why do you think he started this war with Israel? That's not in favor of us. That's not what we want. But that's another discussion for now. What is more important to me, I get what Nick is trying to say, I get it, but I want to make this very clear. Again, it's not only young white men who feel like this, almost everyone feels like this. So that's
Thank
like,
you.
I don't know why he's only talking about young white men. It is a fact that like many young white men, they vote for the GOP, but do you know why? Do you know why the GOP doesn't care about them? Because they know that these people will vote for them anyway. They can do whatever they want, and they
Whatever
really
they
explore.
want.
At least we have almost reached a point that's not the case anymore, at least I hope so. But the GOP just thinks that they can do whatever they want because the hardcore base will always vote for them. But I really hope this is going to change, and that the majority of the people who voted for the GOP always that they are finally now realizing that they don't care about you, that they just don't care about you. No matter what they do, they think they can count on you. And the moment they realize that that's not the case anymore, that's when we can make a real change, like a real difference. Because if they just think that they can do whatever they want, yeah, why would they still care about you? That doesn't make any sense.
I love this guy.
And again, it's not only the young white men. Everyone.
Oh, God bless you. I love this guy.
Almost everyone.
Why should we be any different?
I love you, Purge Viral. You ever
When
see this shit?
Elon
You're
Musk
fucking
was
awesome, bro.
profiting from the clean energy and electric vehicle tax credits, he was a Democrat. When he needed the favorable governance, he was a Democrat. When that situation flipped, he became a Republican. The billionaires can do it. The billionaires can flip. They can play both sides. They make the politicians come to them. Because the politicians need the money. So the Republicans and the Democrats are going to try to court the billionaires and offer the billionaires things. But us, well, they take us for granted. They need our votes, but they take
Wow,
them
the
for
rain
granted.
is coming down like a
Both
motherfucker
sides
here.
should be coming to us for our votes, but they don't, because we give it up. They know they can count on us because of this culture war nonsense.
Oh no, here come the
Because
Sanders
they
again.
convinced you that they're your friend on Twitter. They're schizos like you. They're Aryan, racist, Hitler like you. They're not. And so maybe
Dang,
the
it's
most
coming
radical
down.
thing about
We're
me
scared.
is not that I'm a white nationalist. It's not that I'm an anti-Semite. The most radical thing about me that they hate is I have a lot of young people following me that will mobilize. And I'm telling them, use your power. And for all these people that say, oh, well, are you going to vote for a Democrat? Are you going to vote for a Republican? I'm going to take my own side. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not going to vote for anybody right now. We got a lot of game left. If J.D. Vance wants my vote, he should get to work on mass deportations now. He should make sure that we don't go to war against Iran.
Scary as fuck
right
out there.
now. I'm
gonna start panicking if I lose power.
I'm not voting for anybody right now. I'm taking my own side, and I'm going to use my power. And you should use your power. I have influence. The GOP thinks I'm going to vote for them. They say the Groypers won't support Vance. Why would we? What has the GOP
Groypers?
done for you?
Motherfucker, you got a cult.
What have they done for the Groypers? All the GOP has done is call me a racist and an anti-Semite. And then if I don't support them, now I'm a Democrat? You. All I've gotten for 10 years, and you too, by the way. Any young white man who is to the right of Ben Shapiro got nothing but derision from the Republican Party. If you were a young white man criticizing Israel, if you had any racialist inclinations, the GOP said, you have no home here. Oh, now we don't want to vote for Vance and it's a big problem? Well, what happened? I thought we were a basket of deplorables, practically. Oh, now they want me to bring all the Groypers to vote for Trump? Why would I do that?
Yeah.
What has Trump done for me?
The fuck has he done for us?
Job in the State Department.
Dang,
What have you
scary.
done for us? What have they ever done for any of us? Me, you, any of us. It's not personal. It's not about me necessarily. But on some level it is about what they've done for us in this transaction. They're asking us for something. And it may not look like it, but that's what it is. They want something from us. They want our support. They want our votes. Don't let them tell you.
Mountain Dew.
what you
Mother
need.
Nature's nectar.
They want something that's yours, that belongs to you. It's your birthright.
Oh, the sirens are turning off again. Thank God.
It's your only share of political power, and they're telling you that they actually own it. You have to give it to them. It's assigned to them already. Them. They cut the corporate tax rate. They didn't do an infrastructure bill. They bombed Iran. They didn't end any of the wars. At least the Democrats want to wipe the slate clean on student loans. That would actually help us. Sucking Republicans tell you, well, you shouldn't have taken out a big student loan if you didn't pay it off. Okay, well, at the end of the day, it's young white men that then have to pay those things off. You can wipe the slate clean for Bear Stearns. You can wipe the slate clean for the banks. You can't do it for the students?
Oh yeah, they could do this, of course, but do you know why they're not doing this? Because they don't really care about this.
Talk
I think
to
it's
us.
more important to waste billions of dollars to fight a war on behalf of another country. That's their priority.
Dang, that's loud. I wonder if you're gonna hear that. That's crazy.
$250 billion in Iran, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I wouldn't even be surprised.
That's
if it's
crazy.
more. I don't even trust these numbers. But let that sink in. All this money, and this is our money. Let that sink in. This is our money. We don't support this war. They take money from us, and then they tell us that they don't have money for you and me. They take our money to
Yeah.
fight a war what we don't support.
Oh, hell no.
Please help us finally. We have
That sounded like it was right next to me.
Everything is
Fuck!
so expensive. The gas prices. Can you maybe help us with this? No, sorry, we cannot do that. We don't have any money for that because we waste already so much money to fight a
Bro,
war
that
on
was so
behalf of
scary.
another country. Like Am I the only one who can freak out about this? And sorry, I don't want to complain the whole time. I don't want to like freak out by myself here, but it's just the sad
Yo, I'm
reality,
freaking out by
right?
myself
It's
right here.
just
What
the
the
sad
fuck?
reality. Everyone is struggling almost at this point. No one can pay their bills because everything is crazy expensive. And then the government just tells us, all right, you have to pay a little bit more taxes so we can bump other countries instead of like creating or helping people in our own country. We're gonna destroy other people's lives in their country. Who voted for this? Who voted for this? No one. Why does this MAGA cult still support this? How can you say that you're part of a Make America Great Again movement and you support this? I have so many questions, and I probably will never ever find out why people still support this or why we're doing this. It's just so frustrating that we have this clown in office now. And again, this is the last thing I'm going to say because I'm also sick and tired of talking about Donald Trump. I don't want to talk about this man anymore. Excuse me, but I'm getting so sick and tired. It's like our whole country is almost also being held hostage by a way smaller country, but also by this man. This man is almost holding our whole country hostage. No one can do anything, no one supports what he's doing, and still he can do almost everything. He can act like an emperor, he can do whatever he wants, and no one supports this. How is this even possible? We live in a republic, right? We're not like a dictator. It almost feels like we're living in like North Korea, where we just have to accept everything what our supreme leader is doing, and no one supports this. Help the people of this country, they need your help. Stop destroying other countries and maybe like make our own country great again, because that's what you promised us. Make America great again. We didn't vote for like destroy Iran again. Make America great again. That's what the people voted for, Donald Trump.
Why? Because the free
Oh,
bargain?
holy fuck, that was scary.
You brought the immigrants here. You opened up the
Oh
borders
man, that's
to
a
the
little
goods
farther, thank God.
because of free trade. And in J.D. Vance's
You're
hillbilly
shutting the
elegy,
fuck
you know
up.
what he says? He says the
Yo.
reason that young white men have a hard time is because you got a bad attitude.
I'm calling Wood.
Really? No, the reason young white men have it bad is because we're being racially replaced in our own country. That's why. Because we are being, by free trade, mass migration, feminism, you know, we do have an elite. They do run our
Whoa.
society.
Oh, you're knocking on wood.
They have the power. And with that power comes
Still
the
gonna post this video, I don't care.
responsibility. You own it. NAFTA, free trade, it didn't work. Mass migration, turning America into a melting pot, the best and brightest, it didn't work. Our cities got worse. The country got more liberal. We became alienated. It didn't work, and it's
Don't be
your fault,
texting me
and it
right now,
needs
what
to
the
change. And now the young white men are saying, I think we've identified the problem.
Oh, hey, Murray, you're back. What's up?
No more immigration. Now they're gonna come to us.
It's scary as fuck out here, bro. I think you're hitting the tree right next to the house. I'm not sure.
By your bootstraps and vote Republican.
I'm too scared to go out there. Fuck that.
This is what they
But we didn't
fear
lose power, so. And it
They
sounds like
fear
the
the
fucking rain is dying
rage.
down. Fuck it.
of the peasants.
Dang, that was
They
scary.
fear
Gosh
the
dang.
rage that I represent. The righteous indignation.
That was so loud. Wow. That was oh, I got that on live too. That's awesome.
We actually did get a raw deal. My whole generation and my got a raw
Sounds like it's
deal.
farther now,
We
thank
got
God.
screwed by you,
It's so loud.
and you refused to make it right. And now as a result, we're all saying we're out. We're done. Okay? Yeah, we're not doing the Republican thing anymore. We're not voting for Jeb Bush. And now that Trump has screwed us, we're not voting for that either. Okay? And even in 24, I know a lot of you people voted for Trump. We tried it your way. People voted for Trump one last time. And look at the results. Deportations are down 20%. We bombed Iran. They buried the Epstein files. They cut the corporate tax rate again. It's deja vu. We tried it your way. Now we're done. Many people that
This
voted
motherfucker's
for
getting
Trump in
heated.
16 were Obama.
He's getting
voters
angry.
who were disappointed.
He's
What are we
angry.
gonna get from the disappointed Trump voters? That's what I'd like to see. It was the people that were disillusioned by the failure.
I'm gonna
of
get off
Obama.
after this one. I don't know who's in here,
They
but thank you
hoped
so
that
much
was
for
placed on
fucking
him.
hanging out with
They
me.
got
You're
Trump in
fucking
office and
amazing.
turned it down.
That
What are
was
you gonna
fucking
get from all the
terrifying.
young white
Please
men
subscribe.
that were disillusioned by Trump?
Come back and hang out. I'll probably be back tonight if you're fucking interested. If not, God bless you. Thanks for
I was
being
one
here.
of them. I voted for Trump in 16
That was
because
so
I was
fucking
feeling
scary,
it as an
goddamn.
18-year-old.
Still gonna post it. I
And
don't
he
care.
didn't deliver. didn't build the border wall, didn't deport the illegals, didn't end the wars, didn't follow up on any of them. Nothing materially got better. In fact, it got worse. And now they're already serving us up J.D. Vance. It's 2025. And already they want us to get on board. Oh, your vote is counted already for J.D. Vance. I don't think so. And they fear this. They fear young men using their power. We have been reasonable for a very long time. White men have eaten shit and been reasonable for a long time. We've shrugged our shoulders and made a frog face.
Yep.
And said, well, what are you going to do? Well, the shoe were on the other foot. Well, that's just the way things are. And we made the commute, and we went to work, and we paid our taxes, and we vote Republican, while the country got worse.
No, it's back.
Now it's time for us to be unreasonable. Now it's time for us to be unreasonable. Well, what are you going to do? Vote for the Democrat? I don't know. I might. What, are you going to burn it all down just because J.D. Vance is fat? I might. I really don't give a... Yeah, I might actually. Roipers want to burn it all down just because... Yeah. Just because we have nothing left to lose at this point, actually. I know people with STEM degrees that can't get jobs. Now look at the price of groceries. Look at the price of a home. Look at interest rates. And they won't deport anybody. 80% of the country's in favor of immigration now. Trump got elected on mass deportations, and they still won't deport anybody. What do you really have to lose? My vote is the one thing I own that you can't take from me. You can't make me go and vote for you. You can't make me go and vote for some fat ass.
Dang, yeah.
Some family. He's a freak. He was created by Peter Thiel. Vance isn't even his real name. You can take my money. You can put me in jail. You can do all these things to me. You can't make me vote for that crap. And you're not going to. And I won't. So if J.D. Vance is the nominee, forget it. Not only am I not going to vote, I'm going to tell everybody else not to vote. And I'm going to go to Iowa. And I'm going to go to Iowa and tell people
Stay the
don't vote
fuck
for
out of
J.D.
Iowa.
Vance. And I'm going to be a pain in the ass. So if you want to win in 28, don't make it him. Give us another option. That's called using your power.
Nah, come on, I don't give a fuck.
Don't be a sucker for these people.
Don't get your ass whooped.
And the reason I say this is because, look, it happened to me. I was the sucker.
I guess that's any fucking state in the country now.
Vote for Trump.
It's all divided.
I was knocking on doors for Trump in New Hampshire in 2016.
All divided.
And then he picked as his vice president a never-Trumper. You know what a stab in the back that is? I mean, people got the shit kicked out of them. They got fired from their jobs for wearing MAGA hats in 2016. I was one.
That's wild.
I wore my MAGA hat on campus. I basically got kicked out of college because of it.
That's wild.
Yeah, and believe me, so many people, they feel like this. They were wearing their MAGA hats, they went to like his rallies, and look what they got back. Nothing, nothing. So I can understand all these people, their frustration, and also why Nick is so frustrated. But I want to give a little side, and again, I don't want to repeat myself the whole time, but Nick said multiple times in this video that it's only young white men. I get the point he's trying to make. It is true. Many young white men, they are part of like the GOP and anything. They voted for Trump. That's true. That's just a fact. It's not just my opinion. But it's
Well, it's turning off again. Thank God. Yes. Thank God.
Almost everyone feels betrayed by this clown. Everyone. And let me make this very clear again, because if they really think that they're entitled to your vote, that they will just earn your vote, then just don't vote. Again, like decide this for yourself. But if you don't see that the Democrats is like an option, then just don't vote. Don't vote. Don't give them your vote, because what Nick just said, and again, I don't want to repeat it all, but it's very important. The only real power we have left, is our vote. So if they don't deserve our vote, why would you give it to them? You're literally you're literally giving them something. Meanwhile,
Keep
they don't-
speaking
they don't
truth.
use it if
Words
they don't
viral
use it.
out here. I love this
If
motherfucker.
he's using this against you, that's just what
That's
I don't
awesome.
understand. That you're literally helping them by voting for them. And look what this administration did for us. Look what they did. Look what a shit show. Do you want to be part of this? Do you want to be responsible for this? No. Because I get it. Many people who voted for Trump, they almost feel betrayed now. I get this. but they're also, like in my opinion, kind of a little bit responsible for what is happening now. Because if you voted for Trump, you should not complain at like what is going on now. Many people could see this coming from the first day, and I get it. Trump betrayed those people, not the other way around. Trump acted like way different. Like the moment when he needed our vote, he was acting like the guy who was working in favor of us, the guy who literally, he was gonna act like the guy, like the real man, and he was literally gonna make America great again. All this nonsense, it was just lies after lies. So I can understand that some people voted for him and that they feel betrayed now. But
You're betrayed like a motherfucker. How could you not be?
If you made a mistake one time, that's fine. But if you're gonna vote for JD again, then in 2020,
No, ain't nobody voting for
then you
JD,
shouldn't
dumbass.
be surprised if the same thing will happen.
I don't even
again.
know that motherfucker's
Then
real name.
Congress
Ha!
isn't allowed to complain anymore. Learn your lesson from this administration and use this information for the next time when you're gonna vote.
JD Vance,
Because again,
motherfucker,
we'll
who?
have the same shit show with JD Vance. And if you don't want to vote for the Republicans, for the Democrats, then just don't vote. Don't vote. Again, this is just my opinion. Decide always for yourself if you want to vote and who you're going to vote for. Who am I to tell you this? But I hope you get the point. Never give them some power if you're not happy with the thing.
You're a voice. That's who you are, bro.
By the way, how they're using your power. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? But again, guys, this is just my opinion. I'm very curious about your opinion. Do you agree with Nick
Your
on this
opinion
one?
is
Do you
fucking
disagree with him? What do you
awesome.
think? Like, does the GOP still deserve your vote? Please let me know in the comments. It's very important to say. I will read all comments. I even try to reply to some of your comments. I'm very, very curious what you have to say about this topic, because as we know, this is just important. It's just important. Like, many of my videos are about like politics, of course, because it's very interesting to me and probably also to you. Otherwise, you would not be watching this video. But I think like we need a change, right? I think we can all admit that we need a change in this country, and how that's gonna be, like, I have no idea. But we need to solve some real problems here. And as long as we have like the same people over and over again, for example, a JD Vance who was just Trump 2.0. Can we really expect that something will change? I don't think so. But again, my opinion, I'm talking way too long, excuse me, but I'm curious about your opinion. As well, guys, the last thing I want to ask, if you like this video, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. If you really like these kind of videos, consider subscribing. I will, bro. Even more, and then you make sure you don't miss anything.
Hey, I'm out of here too. I don't even know how the fuck to end these, but I'll be back later tonight. Thank you for fucking hanging out with me, whoever the fuck you are. Another person came in here. I'll be back later though, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here.